With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a rat too. I don't spare no motherfucker about it. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
Questioning you calling on the phone and talking on the phone with. Questioning doing crime with. And questioning that you got the authorization to check. You can't check me.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King, you know it, and your mama know it.
Man, King Harris is making it real clear. He ain't tolerating no disrespect, especially when people start tossing around that heavy rat word tied to his pop's name. Now the question is he coming straight for Boozie after all that loud talk and slick shots he's been throwing? But before we jump too deep, let's spin the block for a second. Remember that infamous Vlad TV sit-down when Boozie didn't just hint? He flat out called T.I. a rat? No hesitation, no filter, no sugarcoating, just straight up blasting him. Boozie claimed Tip himself admitted to working with the feds, even going as far as saying he pinned a whole case on his dead cousin.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a rat too. I don't spare no motherfucker about it. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
That bombshell had the streets whispering, the blogs buzzing, and plenty of folks side-eyeing Tip like, wait, is this real? And Boozie didn't just leave it at that. He poured gas on the fire by pulling the plug on the collab album he and T.I. had hyped up. A whole joint project, gone overnight. No tour, no music, no bag, nothing. Ty wasn't about to sit quiet, though. He fired back fast, claiming Boozie twisted the story, calling it embellished, and insisting that so-called confession was nothing but a hypothetical conversation that people ran with. Then Tip doubled down and threw in a challenge of his own, said he's got the real paperwork, the hard proof, ready to show the world he never snitched, not once. Not ever. Now that's where things really start heating up.
What if you show somebody paperwork?
And they still fuck with the rat, what you call them?
If you show somebody paperwork, and the person who questioned my paperwork still with the person who owned the paperwork you showed me, what do we do then?
Then, man, Tip wasn't letting that slide one bit. He clapped right back at Boozie, throwing shade heavy, basically saying, "Who are you to call me out? Me?" And the way he said it carried weight, almost like he was daring Boozie to even try and test his rep. But Tip didn't stop there. He slid in a slick jab, hinting that Boozie might not be squeaky clean himself. He pointed straight at Boozie's own legal troubles, the ones where whispers been floating for years about him, maybe cutting deals behind closed doors to dodge serious time. That hit different because folks been murmuring the same thing forever, just waiting for someone big enough to say it out loud. And suddenly, Boozie starts wobbling.
Questioning you calling on the phone and talking on the phone with. Questioning doing crime with. And questioning that you got the authorization to check. You can't check me.
He backpedaled a little, trying to soften up, saying, maybe, just maybe, he jumped too quick on the rat label without even checking paperwork first. Not a full apology? Nah, but enough to show he knew he got reckless with his mouth. But Boozie being Boozie, he couldn't just leave it there. Now he's flipping the script all the way, popping out with wild claims that he's got a so-called snitch tape on Tip. He's trying to mark Tip as certified paperwork material, and he ain't stopping there either. Boozie dragged King Harris right into the mud, too. He called him just like his pops, a rat, a noisemaker, a clout chaser. And then he dug deeper, throwing King's 2024 meltdown back in the spotlight. The time he almost crashed head-on into a cop car, weed blowing in the open, gun strapped to his waist like a warning sign.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
It's guns in here.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety, you gotta take.
There's no safety.
You can take
Okay.
the clip out.
Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out
Get
for
out
me.
now.
Yes, sir. place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You want this hat to go with you?
Nah, I'm going to jail.
I'm sorry, I didn't give you the update. So they did confirm it. The warrant is valid and they do want you.
That alone had the blogs eating it up. But it got worse. Turns out King already had an old warrant tucked away since 2022 for speeding, a suspended license, and even a DUI just waiting to blow up in his face. Now, word on the street is King could be staring at a possible 5-year sentence. And that's a hard crash into the flashy street life persona he's been pushing. Folks are buzzing, saying, I've been warning him nonstop, but King just won't listen. Truth is, Tip even told him back in 2022, if you don't slow down, the only classroom you're going to learn in is a jail cell. And now, it's looking like prophecy might catch up to him, but Boozie ain't buying that whole concerned father act one bit. He straight up flipped the narrative, saying, I ain't protecting King.
I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn.
He's been the one secretly gassing him up to act wild from the start. And honestly, some folks say it ain't hard to believe when you look back at the receipts. Like that infamous Waffle House blow-up, King was only 17, clowning workers on camera, trying to belittle them like he was untouchable royalty. Instead of checking him and teaching him respect, T.I. doubled down and defended his son, brushing it off by saying, rich folks get to do what they want.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it.
He even claimed the employees were just jealous because they weren't living the flashy lifestyle King had. That one line right there turned the internet upside down. The backlash was ugly. One person blasted Tip saying, thus far, T.I. has failed at parenting this child. This is a disgrace. Another chimed in, he raised him like this, teaching him they're better than regular people. People were straight up questioning how T.I. could now play the role of strict dad when his past actions made it seem like he was encouraging the bad behavior.
You know, me and his uncles, you know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
But Boozie didn't exactly dodge fire himself. Critics came quick, pointing out he's got no room to judge another man's fatherhood when his own son, Tootie Raw, is in the headlines for nearly the same mess. Word is, Tootie just got booked in Atlanta on illegal firearm charges, caught with a Glock that had a switch on it, plus multiple weapons stacked up. Reports even claim he got into a wild chase, ran into the woods, and was busted carrying heat that could have caused serious damage. And the internet wasn't gentle. One person snapped, last time I checked, Boozie don't even got his own household in order. How can a spade call another a spade? Another said flat out, Boozie shouldn't open his mouth on anybody's fatherhood. You're a terrible father to your kids.
Just, I believe, yesterday, his son got caught with a machine gun.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is, when his son got caught the first time, what I'm hearing, his son implemented Boosie. And what I'm hearing is, Boosie agreed to take that plea deal, to take that off of his son, because if it hit him, then it's documentation of his son doing something he should have did. That's his daddy. And then Boosie possibly getting some more time. So
then, as if the pot wasn't already boiling over, Whack 100 slid into the conversation during an interview, hinting at a whole new level of scandal, suggesting maybe T.I. is the one snitching on his own pops. That little jab threw gasoline on a fire that was already out of control. Now, if Boozie got a whole storm brewing in his own house, why is he so pressed on clowning King Harris like his son ain't walking the same messy path? This ain't about clout chasing. Nah, this is about a feud that's been bubbling under the surface for years. Boozie taking shots at King wasn't random at all. It was a direct hit at T.I., no doubt about it. See, this fire didn't just pop up overnight. It sparked back when Boozie made those wild, harsh comments about Dwayne Wade's daughter. The internet came down on him like a hammer, dragging him as transphobic and calling him out from every angle. And one of the loudest voices checking him, T.I. himself. Tip jumped on Instagram telling Boozie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids.
Dwayne Wade, you gone too far, dog. That is a male, a 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But his be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, don't address him as a woman, dog. He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet.
That was the seed right there, the moment this whole rivalry took root. Since then, Boozie been carrying that chip on his shoulder like it's personal. Every shot he could take, he fired, calling Tip a snitch over his gun case, mocking his parenting, clowning his family in interviews, anything to keep his foot on Tip's neck. So when King stumbled into headlines with his own drama, Boozie saw his golden ticket. He twisted the blade, flipping it from King's wild behavior into Tip's failure as a father. Brutal, and that's why it hit different. Every slip King made, whether it was the Waffle House drama, his arrests, or even wild paternity rumors, instantly became ammo to fire at Tip's legacy. The internet never forgets, and Boozie knows exactly how to stir that pot. Deep down, King ain't the real target. He's just the pawn in a bigger war. The real beef? Boozie versus T.I., two men using King's name like bullets in a battle over reputation. For Boozie, clowning King is the perfect play to humiliate Tip in public. For Tip, every bad headline about King feels like another crack in the empire he built. And for King, he's trapped in the middle, trying to prove himself while the internet keeps spinning him into a punchline. So here's the real question. Is Boozie exposing some uncomfortable truth, or is he just obsessed with dragging T.I. down every chance he gets? And what happens to King next? Does he fold under the weight, or flip the script and shock everybody? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're riding with this unfiltered heat, don't just scroll, tap like, smash subscribe, and keep it locked for the next jaw dropper loading up now.